Hi, Sherry. Big hugs.
When I pop the link in the chat, guys. Uncle Danny's getting bad storms, guys, so he can't come up. So what we're going to do, Christina and I, we're just going to go live for a little while and blather to you all. The link is going in the chat. If anybody wants to join us, just for a bit of chit chat, and we'll see what happens. Wait, I'll put it in the chat, guys. If it's going to work for me, come on, computer. There we go. The link is going in the chat. And I'm smoking, so I'll just no monetize this.
Do they not let you monetize? I don't know.
If anybody wants to join us, guys, the link is going up, and it's just seemingly that they're quite fussy about smoking now.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if they would stop.
They don't hit me with the smoking, but they hit me with the music.
Right. I got it for the bagpipes. I got it for the bagpipes in the New Year's Day stream I did. I had to fight that, and I got it back. And then they copyrighted me again for my Highland Games one last weekend. And the best of it is, it's a public event. Lots of people were filming. And it was a Russian team, somebody Russian that made the complaint. And it's Scottish bagpipes. So I don't get it. Don't get it.
Yeah.
So 30 days enough to get it back if I win my case. So, who's on the chat? Who have we all got? Hello, PWI, my sister Sherry. How are you? Hello, Christina Go Squad. I was watching your channel yesterday. Guys, you need to check out the cool places Christina's been. She's been to some really cool places around New York. I was watching yesterday. Some of the buildings, though, they've really declared. See, if that was Scotland, those buildings would be tore right down. I noticed that there's a lot still boarded up and things in New York. And Scotland, they just get took right down.
Hey, Lost Souls Paranormal. No, because they swear the bank takes it over because the person can't afford it anymore. And then, they want to sell it, because they want to make money. And so they sell it to a contractor who will fix it up, so they don't tear nothing down. Hey, Evie, darling.
That must be why. Hi, Evie. That must be why there's a lot of haunted locations then, because people will take over the building for that reason, won't they? Because it's quite big in America, especially around Halloween, these haunted builds. But come up if you want, Sister Shara. Anybody that wants to come up. Oh, thank you, Lost Souls. Pop up, guys, if you want. We're just going to have a bit of chit-chat. Hi, Budfile. We're just going, Uncle Danny's having storms, so let's all pray that he's safe. Sending out love and light to Uncle Danny and keeping him safe. I think it's quite stormy where everybody is just now. Are you getting rains and storms in New York?
We were last week. It's been a little drizzle, but nothing crazy, And today it's humid, so but it didn't rain yet, so.
Welcome, Sherry says. Yen? I think mine's is laggy.
Hello.
Sherry is here, guys. I think it's because she's got her camera off. Hi, sis. How are you?
Hello. I'm all right. It's a bit laggy, StreamYard, and that's really bad. It keeps like going in, out, in, out.
Yeah. Actually, the new one that Chris is using, I think it's Melon. Streamlabs or Melon or something they're using, and it was really clear. Did you just find it clear when you were listening to Chris and I just then?
Yeah,
the one you did
really
today?
Yeah. It was really clear, honestly. And I think it was Melon.
You did send me the link, but I weren't sure about it because of I'd heard people say that it weren't a very good site, so I was like, but it looked really good.
All right. Yeah, welcome. Okay, Evie, that's no problem. Yeah, it was all right on our side when we were streaming. The only problem that we had was when you were sharing a video, the other person echoes. So I was I wasn't wanting to speak when Chris was showing the evidence. I didn't want to talk because people in the chat was hearing me dead echoey. So I was trying my hardest not to speak. But that was the only problem I could see. Welcome, Iron Fire, sis. Welcome, everybody. Yeah,
Hi,
so
Jerry.
he's getting
No, it
stormed.
was really clear.
You're getting stormed. Yeah.
Yeah,
How's the
you're
new
fine.
laptop? Hi, Tony. How's the
Hey,
laptop?
Tony.
Sis? Is it working okay?
Yeah, it is. It's really good. It's just I keep pausing because I noticed when I was on pups, when I would talk and that, sometimes I'd talk over them, but it wasn't me. It's because it was trying to catch up. So I'm trying to give plenty of time.
It happens all the time, Sherry. That's why I tell people if you want to talk, talk. Because you can't help it, you know. I'm the
Yeah.
world's worst. That's what it is. We're here to all communicate. That's
Yeah,
why
but you
I
feel
hate
makes you
people.
think like, oh my God, do people think that we're cutting you out or something like that?
It maybe sound like that, guys, but it's because there's a lag. So you're very cautious about talking over other people.
Yeah.
It's just that you think you've stopped and then
There's
it
a
doesn't hear
huge
that
lag.
it's stopped. Sparkle, you better no bark.
There's a huge, and it's really weird because I'm all right when I'm sitting on the chat on the panel with you guys, but when I'm on my own one, it'll do that in and out. And like I was putting my videos up last night, like for my music, and it kept kicking me out of the thing and stopping the music. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Like,
I
it was
don't know
weird.
why it doesn't let me share videos either. I wonder if it'll let me share a video if I upgraded. Wait, I'll try. And I'll put YouTube
Like
or
it
something
lets
up
me
in
put
the
it up.
background and I'll see
It
if
lets
it'll
me
let
put
me
it up, and
try.
then it'll
It never.
start playing it, and then it starts doing a buffer, like it did with your video that time when you asked me to play your videos, and it kept buffering it.
Lagging.
Hi, Tiggs.
Hi, Tags. Welcome back, Eva. See, the minute I go to open another tab, it just starts going all laggy. The minute I open another tab up.
That's what I noticed.
It's crazy. Uncle Danny's having storms, guys. He can't come. So we just thought we'd go live and talk to you a little bit. Does anybody want to come up and tell us anything? Lost Souls, do you want to come up and maybe tell us some places you've been? Any scary stories you've had? Anybody's welcome to come up and tell us some stories. So, Christina, I was wanting to ask you as well, because I did watch one of your videos the other day, as I was saying. So that place you went to, remember I told you it was, what did I tell you in the place it was called? I'll tell you in a minute. I'll watch
It was a park in Manhattan, I think, that I went to.
It was a big old building, and it looked minted. It was like a big old mansion.
Yeah. That mansion is in the park, I think.
Right. That was crazy, wasn't it? What did you say? The Prospect Park or something it's called?
Prospect Park, yeah.
So what was that used for way back then? Was that somebody's big mansion?
That was somebody's, yeah, it was originally built as a house, and then they turned it into like, it was like some kind of office building, and then the Parks Department took over and uses it, like a park office for the park.
Because you walked past and you said, well done, putting all your employees in the haunted building.
Yeah.
It's true though, isn't it? They don't think of these things when they set up offices in the place. I don't think it would even cross their mind.
No, they don't care anyway.
Stop. Our council here would do the exact same, just put people in the building without even thinking about it being haunted. Get up there.
Hey, Debbie.
Welcome, Debbie.
They've done that with some of the really well-known haunted houses and that, just not told tenants how bad it was. Like, look at those old cases that they had up in Essex and that, and the families were having, in the end, getting so badly attacked they had to move out. And you'd think that they would have had many reports about that, and they would have put something to say, enter at your own risk, this is going on, that's going on. Then it's up to you then, because you can make that decision because you know.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, no, they don't. And like,
that's okay. On you go, Christina.
The place that I love the most, that I've done the most investigations at, it was the site of two actually psychiatric hospitals, one war hospital, and they tore them down and they made it like a preserve, right? And then I read the paper that they want to put condos on the preserve. I'm like, are you nuts?
Yes.
Yeah, let's put the condos right over where the hospital used to be. And since it's on the list of one of the most haunted places, sure, go ahead. Are you nuts?
It makes you wonder if that's what they'll end up doing with Penhurst or something, isn't it? Because I hear half of that's getting knocked down. So it makes you wonder if they're going to start building houses or something on that land, seeing as they're taking it back. It's crazy.
Well, they've done it with.
I mean, is there anything you can really do? That many spirits, is there anything you could really do to clear the land?
No.
I wouldn't imagine there would be anything, especially for the residuals.
Like there'll be spirits there there will be spirits there that want to be crossed over, but there's going to be loads that don't. And like we were talking on Pup's show earlier, you can't make them go over. So, and a lot of them won't.
I know.
And for that reason, locations like hospitals and asylums, anything like that, if anyone comes up to you and turns around and says, "Oh, we can cleanse the whole place," that I'm sorry, no, you can't. There's just no way that you can do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. We've got it over here. We've got like
You know what the problem with America is? I know the land's already haunted because of all the battles and different things, isn't it?
Yeah. Like they got we've got an asylum here in Olsey.
As well, Sherry, aye?
We've got one right up the other end of Olsey, a really old one. It's from, I think, maybe the 1700s. And they rebuilt the place up so that it was safe and that, obviously. But then, you know, you'd think that maybe they just left it open as like something for people to go and look at because of the history and that. No, they made them into apartments and houses, and people are going on about chairs and stuff moving and whatever. Why would you put people into places like that where you know that they're going to do nothing but experience torture and fear? You know what I mean?
Right. It's different. Like for an office building, the person's there 9 to 5. It's not their home, you know. Probably the activity will happen when they go home. Okay, make it an office building. Don't put people there to live with kids. You don't know what can go on. These people are really just not smart.
But I think it's really sad when you see these old places and they make it into that.
That's even it's all to lease the place out. I just worry about Birkwood, because Birkwood, I think they're actually leaving that till it pulls itself down, if you like, till nature takes over it. And it makes you worry about the spirits. Where's the spirits all going to go? How are they going to feel? At first, they tore down the school. And now, at certain times of the day and night, you hear the dogs all barking and things. And I swear that it's the times at the school and things would probably have come out down there. You know?
And the thing is,
the dogs think they're all unsettled.
Even if they do, if a building does fall down or it gets removed, or hello, Debbie, it gets removed or anything like that, the residual energy of those spirits and that place still stays there. So even though we could be walking on that ground and suddenly seeing it empty, we're not seeing anything. Them spirits are still walking around in that building. They're still seeing it the way that it was when they were living. So for them, it's not really much of a change. They can't, a lot of them, even though they can see us and communicate with us, they're not seeing what we see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Thanks, Deb. I'll try and talk clear for you. I'm always dead aware of my accent.
Meanwhile, did you see my comments? So I watched your video. You were in the old building. You called the Archangel. Anyway, you said like, oh, did you used to play archery? And the way you said it, so I'm like, I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to use my talk to text because it never understands my accent. I can't imagine what it's going to come up with. So I did your voice and talk to text wrote it perfectly. And I'm like, really? Oh, wow. Really? So you don't understand my accent, but you understand Drew's?
Yes, wow, I'm shocked. I'm very shocked.
That's
Yeah,
what
the
I said.
accent can be
And it was
strong at some point.
me doing your accent. So imagine the thing should have just wrote down question marks, and yet it wrote the whole
Let's do
sentence
it.
perfectly. I'm like,
Let
really?
me hear you doing it. Let me hear you doing Scottish.
Oh, I was trying to do you, so I said. So you like to do archery, yeah? And the thing wrote it down perfectly, and I was like,
You should have let me speak into your camera or whatever you were doing it on and seen if it actually picked me up. Probably wouldn't.
because I was writing a message in the group chat, and I was like, oh, I'm watching the video, Drew, and I
I did
loved
see
your
it.
accent. I loved when you said that sentence, so I said it in your accent, and the phone was like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
So did you like to do archery? That's what I did ask them. Because there was archery spots everywhere. And I thought, well, they're
Yeah.
obviously going to practice archery because that was the only form of defence away back then. That and throwing stones. So I just thought, did you like playing archery? I just thought that was a good question to ask them. We just actually went over the reviews of that one, and I don't think Alan realises just how much close his dad was to him in the videos. I mean, Alan was here and his dad is right here, right behind him. It's as if his dad's got his back, and I think there was actually two spirits behind him.
Probably protecting him and stuff. Build a
Because he
new
was
social
here.
housing complex, and 20 years later, it's filled with spirits. There's suicides constantly. The thing is
Constant.
with some of
See,
these
that's the
really
problem.
negative buildings with like the negative energies, even not negative energies, but people that are really severely depressed or down that have passed over, even their influences of energy or emotions can go on to the living. You know what I mean? So not every person that suffers a suicide and that is in fact the result of something that's negative. It could just be an energy in there that's gone through that and can't get past that. There's so many ways to why it happens.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I think my main purpose of doing ghost hunting now, at first it was just a hobby. I wanted to do this hobby. But the more and more I go to locations and these guys go over the evidence, because as you know, I can't see them, the more and more I feel my purpose for doing it is changing. I feel as if my purpose for doing it now is to find the spirits that really does need help. Because when you're standing in a location and a kid tells you, I'm a kid, I'm only 8, it kind of breaks your heart as a mother, doesn't
Oh, it
it?
does. Yeah, definitely.
When that little girl last week told me that she was only 8, I can't mind what else she all said, and instantly, but I didn't know where it came from because I've never done that before. It was as if
But
my
you got
guide.
quite emotional though, didn't you?
Yeah,
You did get quite emotional, and that's in the video. He's going, "Oh, I feel quite emotional
yeah.
about this
I
thing
had
you're
to
doing."
stop myself from crying walking out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've never done that before, so I do feel as if it was my guides telling me to call in Archangel Michael. I feel as if it was them putting the words in my head, because it's the first time I've ever did that on a live stream.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
They're starting to connect with you, Drew, because you are starting to feel things. Like you've said that when you've gone into certain places now, you start to feel that when it don't feel right, you are opening up. That is what's happening.
Yeah.
But you've just got to keep concentrating on what you're getting, and you'll get more open. But you've got to be prepared when you
Mystical
do that,
told me
because once you
when
open it, it doesn't shut.
oh
It
no,
does not shut when it's
Mystical told me
open.
when I get
Yeah,
out the
and you
car.
better make a sign like I did, because
Yeah,
otherwise
okay.
it'll bother you.
You struggle to sleep now, sis. When they start coming through, you're going to know about it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I know.
Guys, if you didn't see my video
Literally.
today, I made a sign for the spirits. I hung it on my door because just all hours of the night, they would come in, barreling through the door. They drop things. They whisper in my ear, Christina. I'm like, freak! I was just falling asleep.
Yes,
So
that happens with me.
I was getting so mad. So I put a sign. Like Danny told me, put a sign on put something on the door that tells them, what time is good to come in. I go, they're not gonna listen.
I watched your video
So I made
earlier of that, Christine. And I thought that
Wasn't
was a
it
really
cute?
good idea. I thought I was going to do. I thought, shall I do one similar, but do it on a paper and just make it look fancy and put
And
it on
are
my
they
bedroom
listening?
floor.
Well, first I had it on a paper and I said, I just do spirit work 9 to 9. And then I'm like, no, I better expand on this, because then 9 to 9, I'm still leaving myself open to every day. Now I have to do a crossover. And I was doing crossover every day. I'm like, I need a break. So I'm going to put
Yeah.
my hours. I'm going to show you guys the sign.
It's so cute. It is so cute.
Oh,
Oh,
my
where's
flop.
she gone?
Oh,
Knocked herself off, guys.
oh wait, I wanted to turn the camera around and I kind of threw it off, you know? Okay, wait. Because I got a big box
It's really
delivered
cute,
today,
guys. When you
and
see it, it's cute.
it's
really
in my
cute.
way to get out the door. Okay, turn the camera around. Okay. Okay. You guys can see my sign.
Oh, so cute.
That's cool. What
Yep.
does it say? It's too far away from me.
Sacred Mother on duty from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for spirit work. Crossovers will be done on Monday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday at or around 9 p.m. Thank you, and my initials. So they know who I am.
And Sacred Mother come from my show, because the spirits
right.
said it over the box about us when we was going on about the witchcraft, and they called us the Sacred Mothers.
Yes,
Wow.
and Danny always
Yeah.
calls me, he says, oh, you're a gatekeeper. And I'm like, oh, and to me, the gatekeeper sound, it reminds me of, you watch Tales from the Crypt. So it reminds me of the Crypt Keeper, and he's that skeleton looking guy. I'm like, can't you find something else to call me? So that's why when the spirit said you guys were sacred mothers, I'm like, hey, Sherry asked them if I could be one.
we are pretty much like gatekeepers. We do go around and protect the spirits and do whatever. So we are pretty much. But so I thought that Sacred Mother was a really good name for us, and then they definitely said about you being called it as well, Christine, because it was asked. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that would be really good. And I think I'll probably do the same on my board, but I'll do mine on paper and just put Sacred Mother 2 or something, and then just have like my times that I can do. And
yeah,
it's a good
because
idea.
then they won't bother you, like when
I have my
better.
boundaries.
So
I have my
yes, it's boundaries. Yeah,
I have my sets and stuff, like, and the spirits that know me know to stick to that, and they won't do it. But when you've got new ones coming, you can't stop that. You know what I mean? So then you're like,
right. And when they whispered in my ear at night, I flipped out. I was like, they can't come in at 2 a.m. I'm not having.
When they're around in the daytime, they're around in the daytime, and they don't talk to you. They don't do anything. They're doing their own thing, and you think, oh, they're being quiet tonight. You get on your bed, you're laying down, your eyes just closed. Sherry, I'm like, oh, you're kidding me? When you've been here all day, like.
Yeah, they're on a different time schedule.
Yeah. Like, they can see us walking about doing our thing. They could easily stop us in the daytime, but no, they wait till we go to bed when we want to rest, because we're non-biological. We don't sleep. We don't need it, apparently.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I know. I can't wait to actually learn it. Christina's going to teach me, and I think is it Iron that wants to learn as well? Yeah, she's going to teach us.
Phoenix is Phoenix.
I'm doing a show in the week, because I've got a lot of the spirits from Christine over here as well, that I'm helping with. But I do my things a certain way. So I'm going to do that in the week, but I'm going to go live. I'm actually going to go live to show you what I do and explain it and what I'm doing and why I do it.
Definitely.
So that people can
I don't mind helping. Usually feel about 9 o'clock onwards at night. This house is kind of quiet, because Willie's usually in his bed and Liam's usually upstairs. So Zach's usually away home by then. So it's reasonably quiet in here for 9 o'clock onwards. So I don't mind helping. I would love to do it, actually. I think it would make you feel really proud of yourself, knowing that you've helped,
There is loads here. When she turned back, because I remember sitting there in the daytime and I was like, what is that noise? Because there was just this loud bang, like, Aura's just looked at me. I was like, what? And she's like, you got visitors. And when she opened the door, I only expected to be a oh my God. I stood there, it must have been for half an hour. watching all these spirits, and then I'm like, what the hell? And then Christine said it in my chat that she'd sent them to me. And I was like, that's where they've all come. Like, seriously, I was
Yeah,
just like,
because
like, what the
I
fuck?
was thinking to myself, because Sherry's like, oh, I'll help. And I'm like, good, somebody I don't have to teach, I could send them, because I was, I
Yeah.
can't 10,000 a night. I'm like dying. So when she told me we have 10,000 here again, I was like, I can't do it. Can I send some to Sherry? And I'm like, can we do, I don't know, like a quarter to her? They're like half. And bye. And like,
But
so
I didn't even see the chat, so I wasn't aware of it. So, like, when they were coming through, I was like, because I get a lot of spirits, but that is an understatement. I was just like
5,000 at one time. Yeah, because there was 10,000 here, and they're like, oh, well, half will go to Sherry, and I'm like, oh, I wrote in the chat first, Sherry, there's some spirits coming, but I guess you didn't see it. So then when I got in your chat, I'm like, sorry, sis, because you must be having a heart attack.
I didn't see anything. Like, literally, I was sitting there on the bed. I was just sitting on there on the bed, and I had my spiritual music on. I had an incense and candles on, and I was laying there nice and relaxed. And then there was this massive poof. I was like, what the hell's that? Aura's looked at me and goes, you've got visitors. So I've got up, and she's gone to the door, 'cause she always looks at them as they come in to make sure it isn't anyone that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know what I mean? And I was standing there, 1, 2, 3's coming in. Then there was about 5 or 10 of them coming in together. I was like, and when they spoke, I was like, oh my god, you're not even from the UK, you're from USA. Like, which part? I don't know.
Yeah, she said that.
Well, it was nuts.
It makes you wonder though if the spirits know something's about to happen, so they want to all cross over.
They do
they
know
know
something's going to happen.
I do think they know that. A few of them have spoke to me.
That's why I asked you guys, like, for some help, because there's no possible way to cross over the amount of spirits that want to be crossed over. And the reason why they want to be crossed over right now,
there's a battle or something going on from what I've been told by them.
Yeah, but there's also going to be some kind of, I don't know. The spirits think there's going to be something that happens.
Has said that there's a spiritual war going on above.
There is.
Yeah, Frontier.
Oh, there's definitely
there's a lot of
war, but there's going to be something that happens here, overseas, catastrophic, that is going to have a lot of spirits at once, and for some reason, because the spiritual battle's going on, the light's not gonna. They're not going to be able to go through, so they're going to look for us to cross them over. So the other spirits are like, let's get out of Dodge, because they're going to be busy. But the only thing is, it's so many at one time that I'm like, yo, I know I'm going to be busy, but I can't, like, do 10,000 a day. You're going to kill me, So
the thing is, and what you've got to remember as well, right? The veil every year has been getting thinner because of the amount of people. Now, over the pandemic, we lost a lot of people, and that has really shook the spiritual realm up big time, right? Now, that's part of what's causing the problem, that not all of the spirits are getting over there when they're wanting to go, because there's so much going on. So the only way, like Christine said, the only way they're really finding a way to get there is going to people that can do it a way that it's going to definitely get them there. Because I've had a few spirits that have come back to me, and like Sherry, we tried to cross and we got halfway and we got pushed back out, and I'm like, what? So they needed the full energy of the person to put them in there, because there's something in between.
I wonder if that's why they ask for help so much.
Because there's so much going on.
I've noticed as well that a lot of the live streams and things that we do now, I turn the spirit box on, but maybe once right enough, but say once every 2 months, and I've noticed a change in the spirits, because a lot more of them ask for help now than they ever did, or things like that. Like, they always, like, as if there's something going to happen that they all need this help all of a sudden. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what's going
Yes,
on.
it's true. What Christina would have
Maybe what you're writing in that about, Christine, maybe it's this war stuff that's
Yeah.
going on with these
Yes, it's
countries
true.
and
What
that,
Christina
because
said, it's
I do think that's going to grow. I do.
That's what the spirits told me. I don't know how much they
Yeah.
know about the future. And the future can always be changed. This is how they feel. They can see things we can't. So they're seeing
Yes.
going on there and saying, nope, it's not right. We got to go. Something's going to happen. So they're trying to get out. There's going to be like a,
Oh,
what
tigers, there's a
spirits
storm
call it
going
is a
on. You can't get in.
line. It's a line and a line of people waiting to cross. And so we
Yeah.
need more people to do it, and a lot, and they're so selfish. But I know some mediums, right? And they're like, oh, and she'll go to tell me something. I'm like, don't tell me anything. I put my hand. She's like, what? Why? But your mother has a message. I go, no. If my mother wants to talk to me, she could talk to me through somebody who's not you. And she got like upset.
Yeah.
Like, I said, look, you're a good person and all. I'll talk to you, but let's not talk about spirits. I go, you're selfish. I said, you call these spirits, you
Right.
want them to talk to you. I don't even think my mother would talk to you, because why? And she goes, what do you mean? I go, you're selfish. I asked you, can you cross over spirits? You said, oh, I could cross them over, but I don't. It takes too much of my energy. I go, you're a selfish bee. I can't believe that the spirits talk to you. And if they do, I think they're lying to you, because if I needed help, and you're asking me questions, and I want to read this person's card, can you give me their what they want? I'm not giving you crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not giving you crap because you won't help me, so why should I help you? So I don't believe a
That's where
word she
you're going to
says.
see
No.
the difference. That's where you're going to see the difference for the people that's like us, that genuinely want to help spirits, no matter what you have to do, whether it's just talking to them, whether you have to find somebody to cross them over. That is, we're genuine. We want to help the spirits.
I
Some
think
people like that just want the attention.
I
You
think that
know?
all investigators, anybody going into the paranormal field, should know how to cross spirits, because I'm not being
Yeah.
funny. You're not just here to get the evidence and to get your viewing. The whole point of you doing the investigations is to help those spirits to go where they need to go to tell their stories. It's not about how much views you're going to get. It's about them. And that should, so in my opinion, any investigator should know how to cross a spirit. But I understand Sister Drew's done all of this stuff and she's really good at it. And I'm sure if she put her mind to it, she could do that without even having us showing her. Yeah. But I think
But I
Sister
want
Drew
to make
likes
sure
to
I
make
do it
sure
right.
she's doing it properly and correctly. And that's why she wants somebody to
Yeah, I
show up.
want
She
to
wants to do
learn.
it right. And I'm not saying that that means that if any of you haven't done that or don't know how to do it, I'm not saying that you're bad. What I'm saying is if you are investigating,
Yeah.
maybe looking into being able to learn how to cross the spirits is really important, because you're going to come across spirits that are going to go, please help me. When they're saying that, they need help.
Or at least you have to be able to tell them, look,
Yeah.
I have a friend
Or
who can do it. And then you can get on the line with me. I can help you. I got on the line with Eli. I did I think 9,000 or something from Jersey. He's in Jersey.
Right.
Turned on that spirit box. They called the whole New Jersey to come and cross over. It was like insane.
Do you guys think there are some spirits that just shouldn't be saved? To be honest, I believe that all spirits should be saved, good or bad, because they've all got a place that they need to be in. And I don't believe in anything suffering, even if it's done bad itself. It needs to be in the right place to know its wrongs and rights. So I don't believe in.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't I know that I can't open the door to hell. I don't have that power. Okay. But they can filter them to purgatory. That's the best I could do, and purgatory can figure out what to do with them. And I've had like 4 murderers I've crossed over. I knew they were murderers. They told me they murdered people, and I'm like, well, are you sorry? One said yes, one said no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you're not sorry. I said, well, I don't know what the situation is. I don't want to know. Maybe there was a reason. I said, it's not up for me to decide, it's not up to me. I said, if you want to go over and take your chances over there, I'll let you, I'll cross you. I said, but you have to behave here. You give even one of my spirits a hard time and they tell me, your ass is out. I'm getting Astro to come get you. And
Yeah,
no, they were fine. And I crossed 4 of them. I don't know, like one of them killed a lot of people. It's you know, they're gonna deal with what, you know, they one was a serial killer, yeah, and they're
Yeah,
gonna deal with them.
I've done it. I've had people like that. I've had somebody that murdered little girls. I had somebody that murdered a few little girls and that, and he needed crossing over. And, you know, I wasn't rude to him or anything because his soul needs to be saved. He's done something really bad in this world. And it's, you know, sometimes they want to be able to be cleansed. And the thing is with heaven and hell, when everybody hears the word hell, they think the most worstest thing. Hell's no different to heaven, really, okay? It's a place that they go to learn, to find out about their sins, to put their souls right. Once they're normally put right and they've showed gratitude towards what they've done and that I'm sorry and stuff, normally the better side will come and get them. Okay, hell's not the way that people make it out to be. Oh, you're going to burn in flames for the rest of your life. No, you're going to pay for you're definitely going to pay. You're definitely going to pay, and you're definitely going to understand that what you've done was wrong. But you're not going to pay in the way that people make it out to you. You're gonna face nasty things. Yes, you're gonna go through horrible visions, horrible
I've
things.
always believed that would be the bad things you've done would be portrayed onto you. So
yeah,
that's kind of like a hell, if you like, because you're being made live the pain that you projected. Kind of hell. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and that's how it would be. You would feel the pain. You would be projected certain things and see certain things that are not very nice. That's just how it is. But even though, like, to people, they say, "Oh, that's really evil," it's because you're evil. Now, it's not. Those visions, those things that you're going to experience in hell, are going to cleanse your soul. They're going to make you not want to go back there. Hopefully, if you don't, and you're one of these people that have done it over and over again, they keep you there. They do keep you there, but they don't go putting pins in your face and torturing you or anything like that. They literally just make you work. Make you work, and you become the soul.
Well, it depends how bad you are. I don't know. I saw a vision, but it was cute. Like, I liked it. It was it was, I called it the Cabana Boys on the beach, but basically it was like a beach in hell, like a little, like, swampy beach. And there was 3 guys I called the Cabana Boys. You know, they're in their shorts and weird wear, you know, and they were torturing this one guy. This one guy must have been an evil son of a gun, right? And they just have like these old weapons and they just hit him and he screams and they're talking to each other. Then they hit him again. But so it was so funny. But yeah, that's about as much as you're getting. It's not like, and he was really bad because the other ones all had like a room or something that they would stay in. I guess it's more like you're in your own hell. You're torturing yourself.
Though, because you hear a lot of people that talk about how they go, right, when you go to hell, you go into the fire and you get your soul taken and you do this. It's not like that. Like Christina said, the worst is you're going to get a beating and you're going to know the pain that you've caused. That is what it is. It's about you thinking. Obviously, if you're a soul that's done it over and over again and hasn't learned and doesn't want to learn, then you stay there. But all you're going to be doing is working eternity for the rest of your life. And you would normally become these dark energies that collect the people that have done bad to bring them to make them right. You would become demonic or a negative energy or something. If you're staying there, you become part of their team, their world. Do you know what I mean? So, but for a majority of you, you'll see what you done was wrong. You'll be begging to leave that place because of what you're seeing, and you'll be cleansed. You know what I mean? Most people do end up that way. It's not the way people make it out to be.
No,
you know.
And a lot of them, you know, like you know, you go most of them, like these murderers or whatever, they go to purgatory. If they're like literally like, oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking now that I'm dead. I don't, you know, and they go through trials in purgatory and they pass. They're not putting them in hell.
No,
you know, they're not.
That is normally where they go. That is normally where they go.
Yeah.
When you die, you go to the purgatory area, which is where I believe that Eli was. because of all the things he was seeing, good and bad.
Yes.
All energies go to that place, and then that's where they establish where you're being, because there's 7 divisions to heaven, there's 7 divisions to hell. Okay, so that you come into that place, and then they'll put you in certain rooms and certain areas, and they're like, right, you have to go to floor 1, you need to go to, that's how we will explain it, but it's just areas. Okay, but hit floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and it's the same for hell as well. You know what I mean? And some of them don't go to either, they stay in that purgatory area because they can't establish where they need to be. They need a bit more practice. Purgatory is somewhere to search for yourself and to find out where you should really be. You know what I mean? So for a lot of them, they're already known where they're being there, if they're going to be in heaven, or they've got to go to a certain section in hell. But some of them, they're like, they need a bit of work. They're not sure yet. You know what I mean? So
it makes you wonder, though, when people are doing bad things to kids and bad things, to murdering people, do they realise that they're going to be judged when they go cross over? Do they realise that in the moment when they're doing these bad things, you know? Because that would be the first thing I think. I'm feared to
I think a
steal
lot
that
of them
bloody sweet out of
don't
shop.
even.
Always was.
They don't believe. You know, it's the way you're raised. So if you don't believe in heaven, you don't believe in hell. You don't believe in that.
They don't believe.
And then you die, and then you figure it out. You're like, oh crap! And that's why they don't usually cross over until they because they're scared now. They're like, oh, there is something after you die, you know?
Exactly, because like when you're going to the purgatory area, when you're coming through, when you go through the tunnel, you see the walk path that you're going to. Even though you're going to the purgatory area, it will frame out where you're more than likely going to be. So it's going to be all nice if it's for heaven and whatever for hell. You know what I mean? So then that's where they stand.
Well,
and they're like,
Eli said
yeah, I've got
he could
hell just come down in front of me. I'm going back.
There.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They do.
Eli
they do that
said
a lot.
that when he was in that corridor, he could see the sins of these other people. He could see what they had done. He could feel it. So it shows that he was in some sort of place where everything you couldn't hide. You couldn't hide what you had done in your past lives and things.
He was in the purgatory area.
Yeah,
he was in the purgatory area. There's no other word for it, because if it was hell, there weren't going to be good spirits in hell. Okay, there's only going to be people that have done wrong. So he was in between. He was in the purgatory area, which is where, you know, because we've all done things in this world that are good and bad, and we have to see that when we go over. For some of you, it's worse because you have done really bad things. Like when you go to hell, if you're a murderer, a paedophile, anything like that, that is the worst that you're going to get in hell.
Yes.
Like that is the worst place you want to be. Like again, you're not going to be set on fire and have pins coming out your face, but you're going to be in a lot of pain. Like
worse pain.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Not that, though. If you think about it as well, these people have went back past lives. Some of them have been like maybe prime ministers or ministers, if you like, in their past life, and then they've probably came back, been the other side of it, like a really bad person. So they've done good in one life, and then the next life they've done bad. So they've got to be judged on both lives, if you like. Because I heard, I can't remember who it was that said it, that some people can actually choose what they want to be when they come back, you know? So it makes you wonder if people are
if you're in the right areas and that, you can, but sometimes not so. Sometimes you've got something you're meant to be for a reason.
Sometimes, you know, it's not up to you. Like if it's up to them up there, you know. But so, you know, whether you go back or not, because some people don't get a second chance, and even good people, sometimes they don't get reincarnated. They keep them up there, maybe to do spirit work and stuff. You know, it's not like, oh God, I really want to go back, and he's like, sure. No, like unless there's a reason, unless he has something for you to do, you stay up there. You hang out with your family and energies you know and loved. And every life, the same energies are always around you. That's like magnets, you know? So in the next life, we're all going to know each other. That's how it's going to go. And maybe we'll actually be
Right.
sisters. We don't know. But all the same energies usually that
Yeah.
find each other will find each other in
That's what I try to explain.
every life,
That's what I try to explain.
and
Everybody
in
that's
I
come
heaven.
do
into my
So
feel
life.
I'll see Drew in wherever my afterlife will be. Drew and I will be there together, like having coffee.
yeah. I do believe this is my first life, though. I think because I've learned so many lessons in this life, it feels like my first. To be honest, I feel as if that this is the first time I've came here. I don't know if everybody feels like that, though. To be honest,
I feel like I was here in the 20s. I don't have any
right.
other like long visions, but
Uh-huh.
I feel like I was here at some time in the 20s. And I
Right.
had like a weird experience when I was 12, like a past life kind of deja vu kind of thing.
Right.
Um, so I know I was here once before, and I actually lived somewhere in between New York and Virginia, like either
Wow.
Pennsylvania or maybe Virginia, right around there. Because where I had this past life vision, I was on a family vacation. Like I said, I was 12, so I don't
Right.
exactly, when you're 12, you don't grasp as many things as you do now. So I
Yeah.
just know that we were driving from New York to Virginia Beach. And in between there, we stopped at this old like barn that like it also had a house, it had a barn and whatever, and they were like turning butter on, showing you how to turn butter on the porch. And then my mother's like, come on, we can
Right.
go view the barn. And when I got up to the barn doors, and I'm 12 now, I pulled away from her and I'm like, I'm not going in there. And she's like, why? I'm like, no, I've been there before, I don't like it. And she's like, "Ugh, that's
Right.
just deja vu." And she goes to grab me, and I hit her. I was like, I'm not going. So she left me outside the barn, and they went in there. And um I kind of regretted that later, but I was 12, so I didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Because I kept having a reoccurring dream where I was walking into this barn. I was seeing out of my own eyes, so I knew it was me going into the barn because I'm viewing it. It's not like I'm viewing it out of my
Yeah.
eyes. See my hands open the door to the barn. I go into the barn, and like in the middle of the barn was this post, and something was scribbled on it. And I'm like, oh, I want to go read that. Like something told me go read that. And every time I would get close enough that it would kind of be in my vision, this big loud noise would happen, and I'd spin around and wake up. So I wouldn't see the noise. I wouldn't see what's the writing on the wall, so to speak. And I had it from 12 all the way up to like 1920, and then it stopped. Never saw her. It was always the same. So weird. But anyway, so I know I was
Right.
here at least once before.
Makes you wonder if you worked there or something then, doesn't it? Phoenix has said,
Absolutely.
actually, sis Christina, I've had a vision we were all together in a past life. I saw us walking down a cobblestone road and we were wearing old dresses, styles, and cloaks. That's amazing.
So,
Mystical
well,
living
that could
life
have been in the
stuff. It
20s. In the
actually
20s,
does
they were
past
still
life.
like old roads and stuff. I don't know why I feel like it was the 20s. I just do. I just
Yeah.
feel like it was like right around
Must be a
1920s.
intuition. Yeah.
I don't have anything from
That's
like the
what I'm
20s or the
saying.
30s, but I have remembers of life's
It's more
like I
Victorian
remember
times
being
I'm drawn to.
I remember being native. I remember being native and having a medicine father. So I've had that.
Right.
I know that I
Uncle
know
Dan?
I've been a witch in the past life, most definitely. Because and that carries into now because I'm a witch now and I fear water because in the dream of me being a witch I was drowned. So that's why I do not like being in water.
Right.
Like
Maybe that's how I don't like heights. Hmm.
You know
Makes you
what? I
wonder,
didn't
doesn't
like
it?
heights either, Drew. Really hated it. Like I would get dizzy. I wouldn't go in a see-through elevator. I wouldn't go in most elevators. And then I said, no, you have to get over this. Like, and like when I was having my spiritual, like, I guess it was like a spiritual awakening, and this happened around from 2020 to 2021, like when I really, like, they were bombarding me, like, wake the hell up kind of thing. um because before that, I knew there was something, but
Yeah.
my mother, before she died, like, she would tell me, like, don't tell people these things, they're gonna think you're crazy, they're gonna put you in the funny farm, whatever. So we
Yes.
never spoke about it. It wasn't, kosher to speak about these things. Anyway, so okay, so she died, and then a few years later, I wanted to talk to her, so I tried to talk to her at the cemetery, but and I wanted to make sure she was with her best friend and all this stuff. Like, I wanted to know, like, I was
Yeah.
annoyed, But anyway, so when it really got bad, and they were like doing everything they could to like wake me up out of whatever, and help me get past whatever it is that was blocking me, which I still think there's something blocking me, because I know I could do more.
Yeah.
Even I went to like a really expensive guru that was supposedly the best, to get a card reading and a sense
Right.
reading and this, and he told me, there's a memory from when you were a child that it's blocking your sense, and once
Right.
you, like, get rid of that, I guess, just keep envisioning yourself as a
Did
child
you
and
see
like
that, guys?
huh?
Did you see that?
What was it?
I was
Ask
yapping.
Christina.
There was a white energy next to Drew. It
Or me.
appeared,
Oh.
and it had like a dome, like a weird head, and then it slowly evaporated. It was really weird.
Right.
Oh,
So this side.
we're gonna have to rewind that.
The other side,
Yeah, we need
sis.
to rewind that, guys. This side.
Yeah, it was. It just like appeared, and I was like, "Hang on a minute," and then it just like disappeared in that. And yeah, no, I just don't like water. Like, I love water to sit next to it and to cleanse in it and to have a bath and that. But if you got me to get in a swimming pool or the sea or anything like that, it has to be in the shallow end. I don't like any water coming up to my neck. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It freaks the hell out of me. Same as heights.
No wonder
I don't
then
like.
I take
I don't
panic
like
attacks
anything.
in the shower and things.
Like,
It's
that's
weird.
why I
Isn't
shipped
it?
up when I was going on the aeroplane and that. I thought, I don't know if I can do this because I don't like heights.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did do that.
Yeah, but
There
so
was this, it was like a
Said that
half thing right next to you. It was right next to you because
right. I need to look it back. Did you see
it was
any,
that, yeah,
guys?
yeah.
Phoenix is
It was,
usually quite
it's not there,
concerned
it's
about
not
here.
there now, but
Orb
it
said
was there.
he saw
Oh,
something.
Orb said she's seen it. Yeah. I'll look it back,
It
guys.
looked like,
Phoenix
what
has
it
said,
looked
I
like
don't
is,
do water either, sis. I was drowned in a past life, and in another, I was buried alive. To this day, I'm terrified and I'm claustrophobic. Oh, wow, Phoenix.
I was all those things. I was claustrophobic,
yeah, no,
afraid of heights, afraid of flying, all this stuff. So I had this big spiritual awakening thing. I said, no, I have to get rid of all this. I wore glasses. I don't wear glasses anymore. I see fine. I just said, no, you have to be able to, no, overlook the stuff. You got to, because the spirits and the higher ups, they need you to help them with something, and this is why they're doing this, to stop wearing my glasses. I learned how to see with no glasses. I said, come on, we're going to the lighthouse. And they're like, you're going to go to the lighthouse? I'm like, I'm climbing all the way up and I'm walking around that baby. And I'm not going to be afraid of heights anymore. And I went all the way up that lighthouse. There's a video on it. Oh, God. I went all the way up to that lighthouse and I went out. I didn't go really all around and I went slow, but I got, hi, Danny. I got up on that lighthouse and now I'll get in elevators.
when I see him, I don't know, maybe he looks a little bit different for you guys on the camera where you've gone back
Guys, he's got his
and
camera
whatever.
off though.
Hey, pups. But when I looked at it, it was half bodied. It was like the top part of him appeared nearer, and it looked like the shape of it looked like he was wearing a hood or something. It was really weird, and I was like, and it disappeared. But you guys are not seeing it like that. But you can see something. But I did. I see that as I was looking. I was like,
Tina said she saw
See, I
something.
find that in mystical. when Mystical points out on the videos, like for example, she pointed out a man on a horse the other week there, and when we went back over the video, obviously we didn't see the man on the horse, but we did see like a mist. That Uncle Danny is in the chat, guys. He's just not got his camera on. He is there. How are you, Uncle Danny?
Yeah.
Are you holding up?
See,
the
I
storms?
see him in.
I'm all right. The storm is bad, but I'm okay. The storm's starting to let off now, though.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I think
Lots and
Iron
lots of
and that was
lightning.
saying
And now it's slowed down.
Chat. There's storms.
Jerry looked back, and although I
Good,
didn't see the
good.
detail you saw, there is something there. Then Phonics said, "Sis, Sherry, to answer your question, yes, I saw it. I went back on my other phone and saw the head. Yeah, that's what I see, just the top part of him. But it looked like he's wearing like a cloak.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Love you,
Hi,
Pops.
Danny, darling. What you doing?
Well, not too much. I'm not feeling very good, but
Ah.
I wanted to come and say hi at least.
Oh, sending you positivity and hugs.
Yeah,
I kind of jumped in your spot, Danny.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, Christina was coming up anyway, so we all just decided to go on just to chit chat. But I'm glad you popped in. I hope you're staying safe with those storms, though. It's actually
Yeah,
thundering and lightning.
It seems to have let up now, but it's supposed to. We're supposed to have 2 or 3 more bad ones coming. So it might be the eye of the needle, or it might be over. I don't know. Who knows? That's if I wasn't into the paranormal, I think I would have become a weatherman. Because that's a great job. Because if you're a weatherman, you could be wrong every single day and nobody gives a crap. You don't get fired. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, this is my son Liam.
Yeah.
He's 15.
Hey, lad, how you doing, boy?
Yeah.
He's saying hello.
Good.
You're wet.
Uh-huh.
It's just that it's so
On the
Oh,
move,
get lost.
Georgia into the
Oh, get
unknown.
lost.
What a great name. I'm going to call you Georgia.
Oh,
I-
yes.
I'll make a mess of your name.
Yeah, that's a great name. Guys, go and subscribe over off on the move, Georgia into the unknown. Go check them out. Another alert, Iron. Wow. Just got another alert. Severe thunderstorms with nickel-sized hail. Ooh, oh dear.
Ooh.
I've got a funny feeling
That
maybe
sounds
that's
bad.
why Mystical's not in as well. There's maybe storms. Yep. It's Liam. William's my partner. This is Liam. He's named after his dad, but he's not got the William. He's just got the Liam. His name is Liam Joseph. So he's this. Well, everybody, I was going to just hang on for the hour. If anybody else is going live, let me know. Now that Liam's in, I'll go make him something to eat and chill out a little while. What are you all up to, ladies?
Tomorrow I'll be live at 6 o'clock. Since you guys all asked me on my live stream, you said Saturdays were busy. We have nothing to do. So I will have a special guest tomorrow on my channel at 6 o'clock. And we'll do something.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to come on Mystical Love and Light channel next Tuesday,
Me? Yes.
Christina? Do you want to be our guest? Cool. I
Yes.
think we're going to get Eli back up on Tuesday to do a part 2. So, because he was really quite into it when it got to the 2-hour mark. So, we feel as if he didn't say everything he wanted to say. So, we're going to do a part 2 with Eli. What do you feel, sis? Do you feel as if he didn't get to say everything, Sherry?
I
Just
think
Mystical kind of felt like that.
I think he needed a little bit more time. I think if we'd have carried on, he'd have got really into it. It was like you said, towards the end, he really started to open a lot more, and even
Yeah.
asking questions back at us. So it'd be really good to get him back again, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Mystical
And me,
feels
I'm
as
not
if he
really
needs
doing
a part
anything.
2.
Like I
We'll
said,
do that.
I'm not really doing anything. I'm doing the crossing live next week. I'm just waiting for all the rest of my stuff to turn up because I don't like to make sure I haven't got everything. So I've got that. I'll probably
Yeah.
do like a uplifting musical stream tomorrow. I'll catch Christina's showing that, but I'm off seeing my son in the daytime. We're going to see Spider-Man in the cinema.
Good. Brilliant. What about you, Uncle Dana? You got anything coming up?
No, just my 3:30 stuff, and then on your guys' channel, which is you can see my program schedule on my channel or on
Monday he's on Sherry's, Wednesday he's on mine, Friday he's on Drew's. There you go. I think it's all 6 o'clock anyway.
Yeah.
There you go.
And there's actually 2 shows. There's two shows with me and Pups now. Because we were doing the one, but Pups said the other day that maybe we should do what we've done this week, every week. So there'll be me.
Oh yeah, but you'll be on his 3:30. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll be on with him at 3:30, then he'll be on with me at 11. So we're gonna reverse what we do.
Yeah.
So just keep checking out everybody's channels every day, guys, in case the notifications don't come through. I was actually surprised I got a notification for Mystical's channel and yours, Christina. So I was really shocked. And I think
that's because you came and visited me the other day and watched 2 videos. So now it's like, oh, she likes her. So now you might get some notifications.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Quite a lot. So just
what are we doing on the show this week?
So I'm on tomorrow at 3:30, and then not until Monday at 3:30.
Yeah, and what was we going to be doing on your show on that day? Because we was going to do one show was going to be like where we talk about advice stuff, and then we was going to do a paranormal one, weren't we? So who's doing what?
I think maybe I'll do maybe we'll do cards or something on Monday. Maybe do card readings and
you can figure it out.
Something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll see. So the next person who's going live is Danny at 3:30 tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
And
then I'll be at 6 tomorrow. Yeah.
Right. So check out the Christina's and Uncle Danny's tomorrow, guys. In case you don't get the notifications, I always just go over and hit the notify me just in case. Because if you hit the notify me, I think you've got a better chance of getting notified. To be honest. Right, everybody, I'll let you get back to your Friday nights. And I'll
all right, love and peace, everyone. Bye-bye.
Love and light.
Bye, guys.
Bye, all.
Have a good day tomorrow. If I don't see you before, blessings, everybody. Bye.
Bye.